Hello everyone, welcome back to another PowerShell tutorial, and in this tutorial we will learn about switch statements in PowerShell. So let's just jump in. So what is a switch statement in PowerShell? So we have learned about if statements, right? If I have a variable, let's say message, which is equal to info, and in the if statements we were comparing the given variable with some string, right? So let's say if I want to check if the message is equal to info, then perform some operations, some actions, do some actions. But let's say you have the same thing and you are comparing that again and again using the else if statements. We have discussed this over there as well, like if the value of the message is info, then execute this lookup code. Else if the value of the message is, let's say, success, and if this is the case, then execute this lookup code, and this low search is going on. So in the end we are using just else part, and the lookup code is executed which the condition is matched. So let's say this is warning. So let's say we are discussing about messages, right? Status, message status is like primary, we have secondary, and error, warning, and success, and stuff like that. So let's say I want to check if the message type or the message is info, then execute this lookup code. Let's say I want to print a message, this is info message, and something like that, and the same thing for here and for here. But as you can see, we are just checking the same message variable and again. So instead we can use the switch statement in this case, which will automatically pick up the variable that you have and execute the lookup code that matches that condition. So to do that, you just need to type the switch keyword, and inside the curly braces here, we will pass the variable that we want to check against the other things. So and then the curly braces like functions, and here we will pass our condition. So let's say if I want to check if the message is info, then execute this lookup code. Let's say I want to just print out a message. Let's say this is info message, and then if let's say I want to check if the message value is info, then execute this lookup code. Let's say if the info the message value is success, then execute this lookup code. Let's say write host, and this is success message, and the list will go on. So if I save this, come back to terminal and execute stage 10. If I ls here, we have stage 10, that is right here, 10.ps1, and as you can see it says this is info message. So if I come here and change this to success and come back and execute, as you can see it says this is the success message. So instead of using the if and else statements again and again, we can use the switch statement, which will automatically check that. So now we can add more options to this, like the message value is info, then change the color to different, and if the message value is success, then change the echo message color to different. So all right, so here we go. So if the value of the message is success, then it will execute this lookup code and set the color to cyan. If it is error, then it will set the color to red, and if it is warning, then yellow, and if it is info, then let's say this is green. If I save this, currently it is success. So if I execute the station, as you can see, the text color is now success, and depends on the value of this. So if I change this to error, come here and execute, it is now red. So depending on the message value, it will be changing. So we can check like if there's any error in the script about this, then execute that lookup code. Like if it is error, then throw some error, so show some error message with that kind of color. Here we can like this is not case sensitive. So if I add if I write the error in uppercase and execute, as you can see, it still throws that error message, but we have the flag that is case sensitive. So if we pass that flag, it will not execute that block of code until it is matched with the case sensitive. So if I come here, as you can see, nothing is print, so which means none of these is matched with this. Whenever none of them is matched, we can have a default condition. So that is default, and here we will write some message. So let's say this is the default message, and if I come here and execute, as you can see now we are displaying the default. And whenever the condition is matched, let's say let's write this in uppercase. I execute, as you can see that block of code is automatically executed. Now here we can add break statements. So if let's say I want to execute that specific block of code and the rest of the code that is after this is not executed, so to do that we can add a break statements here. So let's say if the value we can add the break statement to all of them. So if I do select all of them with the Control D and add a break statement here, and now if I save this, come here and execute, we got the same result. Now if I change this to success with the double S, and if I execute, as you can see we got the same result, but now we are having a break statement. So if let's say we have some other statements here, that statements will not be executed because we got a break statements here, which breaks the execution of the program whenever that statement, that block of code is executed. Now let's say if I remove the break statement from here, and let's say if we have multiple matches in this switch statement, then those will be executed. So let's say this is success message with 2, and if I save this, now we will have 2 success messages, as you can see right here. So now if we add the break statement, this statement will now be executed because of the break. It breaks the execution of the program. Then we have wildcard matching. So if we pass the wildcard flag here, and now if I just write success like this, and here we can add regular expressions and like the wildcards. So let's say if the message starts with the SUCC, and no matter what is after that, this block of code will be executed. So if I come back to the terminal, as you can see, it still displays the success because we have wildcard here. If the message starting point as SUCC, then this block of code will be executed. Now the same for the others, like if I add wildcard here, that WAR and then static, and if I set this to warning, and if I save this and come back here, you can see we got the text with the warning that is yellow color. Then we have a file wildcard here. So if I pass -file, and here we will pass the file path. So let's say I have let's create a file, or we already have it. Let's say test.txt, and here I will create that file. And what this will do is it will check each of the line, and whenever the condition is matched, like whenever the line is equal to or contains this keyword or message, then this block of code will be executed. So to demonstrate that, let's create something like here. So if I just write success, and let's write another one, let's say info, but you can see here we have the break statement, which means those will be not executed. Success, and let's see how it works. So if I save this, come back to the terminal, and we only see the success because we have break statement here. So if I remove the break statement, now we got 2 messages, that is warning and success. This is displaying warning because in the info here we have written warning, so this we should change it to info as well. Then here we have the exit flag. So if I write exit, as you can see we have regex as well as some other case sensitive. We tried those. The regex is just like the wildcard, so you can pass a regular expression and it will do that as the condition match. So now here we have the exit. So it will execute that block of code that matches the exact message. So let's say if I write here the success, now as you can see this matches exactly the thing that we have, but if I change this to uppercase, then this is not gonna work. So now if I save this, come back to the terminal and execute, as you can see we got the success message. If I do this, now we got the default. So that's how the exit flag is working. So these are the switch statements in PowerShell. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.